Hi, my name is Pam Nurse, and I'm the Executive Director of the Federation for Children with Special Needs. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch and listen during what I know is a very challenging time for families, juggling the educational, social, emotional, and economic impact of our public health emergency. The mission of the Federation to inform, educate, and empower families to connect with the resources they need for their children to thrive is extremely necessary during these uncertain times. I know many of you have lots of questions that we will try and answer as the information becomes available. The Federation is a source of trusted information on education, healthcare, and the community. And we are updating our website every day with resources, frequently asked questions, and other important information. Please check out fcsn.org for the most current information. I want to spend just a little bit of time filling you in on what we've been doing and what we've learned. Immediately after the governor announced school closings in Massachusetts, we worked with other organizations, namely SPAN and ARC, to send a letter to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, DESE, outlining our concerns for children with disabilities. We also work with SPAN to put together a webinar with special education attorneys addressing critical issues regarding school closures. A copy of this webinar will be found on our website, and it's filled with a lot of very important information. We participated in a stakeholder conversation with DESE to provide feedback from a family's perspectives on what is needed for their children during this period. We touched on lots of issues, including communication, family involvement, prioritizing the most vulnerable students, addressing inequities in services across the state, lack of technology, lack of translation, and lots more. The U.S. Department of Education issued clear guidance that states must provide a free and appropriate public education for students with disabilities. And yesterday, DESE issued new guidance to schools and to special education directors that did say and reiterated that all students must receive an education, including students with disabilities. Now, schools may need time to plan, but not that much time. Commissioner Riley said that programs should be ready to launch in early April, which is just around the corner. And this is not limited to just public schools, but to all schools. And as a part of this, school districts should provide as many IEP services as possible to children. Now, not all services will be able to be provided, and children may not be able to receive the same level of service that they had been receiving, but services should be provided to the extent possible. This is a time for collaboration. We want to acknowledge the difficulty transforming our education system from classrooms to our virtual environment, while at the same time we need to support the needs of our families and children. A very important part of the guidance that came from DESE is that schools should be communicating with parents during this period of school closure. Now, what should that communication look like? The department recommended regular ongoing check-ins with families and using these check-ins either by phone, by email, to discuss special education supports and services, prioritize learning needs, problem-solve learning and behavioral issues at home, as well as help to overcome individual obstacles to accessing materials and resources. They recommended scheduling times with families by phone or email and holding office hours when families will know that they can contact someone at school. Of course, the devil is always in the details, and there are still many questions that we know answers just don't exists for. However, I want to emphasize communication is the key. We encourage you to reach out to your school team. Use your local CPAC group as a resource. We will continue to ask questions and get the information out to you. This is an unprecedented time and a time for unprecedented collaboration to meet the needs of our students. So now, what kind of services are available to students? Certainly online learning is a huge part of it, but we know it can't meet the needs for all for many reasons. DESE has also partnered with WGBH, which is making many resources available to families over the airwaves. There are other resources as well. In some cases, schools are sending out packets to families. The National Association for Family, School, and Community Engagement, a partner with the Federation, recently had a webinar with lots and lots of resources for families, including the Public Library Association, Head Start Association, National PTA, and Corporation for Public Broadcasting. We have made links available on our website for many resources, but most importantly, are the resources resulting from your communication with your school team. If you have questions, please reach out. There's a place on our website for you to ask your questions. Please reach out to your CPAC group to help with communication with your school team. We know again that it's going to take some time to get all the systems in place, but really don't hesitate to ask your team to reach out to your team with your questions and needs. The balance that we all have is recognizing that everyone is doing their best while still needing to be the strongest advocates for our children. Again, I can't emphasize enough that this is a time for collaboration. Reach out to your school team, reach out to the Federation if you need more support, ask us your questions. We're there to help you find your answers. Our call center is open. We have a link for a form on our website, and we are also still taking calls. Every weekday, we'll be holding our Facebook Live events. Next Monday is our Mass Pack Monday, and Leslie will be talking about communication with schools. We will also, starting next week, be making available links to our trainings in the form of webinars. So please reach out, check in on the Federation website, and if you are able, please consider supporting the Federation with the donation link on our website. I want to thank you. I think the strongest message we have right now is that we are all in this together. I look forward to hearing from you, and we will continue to be in touch. Thank you.